Dear pupils, parents and guardians, let me start by thanking you for being a part of all our remote learning platforms, particularly our television program, The Classroom in Your Home. Each feedback has been awesome. Good job, you. Our teachers have been working assiduously to bridge the learning loss during this critical period. Therefore, I am pleased to inform you that the Classroom in Your Home has been extended to accommodate the lower primary classes and a dedicated lesson to cater for our special needs pupils in line with our mandate of providing an all-inclusive and quality basic education in our dear state.
Hello pupils, you're welcome to another wonderful edition of your favorite program, The Classroom in Your Home, a program organized by the Lagos State Government and packaged by the Lagos State Universal Basic Education Board, LASUBEB. It is to ensure that you are academically engaged in addition to what you're learning in school. I am Auntie Fumi, your English Studies teacher, and I have with me, as usual, your wonderful teachers.
Hello children, I am Uncle Agbaji, your mathematics teacher, but you know me as the mathematician.
Uncle Popo is here, your general studies teacher.
And we also have a beautiful sign language interpreter in the house, Auntie Rosemary. And together,
we are bringing the classroom into your home.
Please stay tuned. Once again to Auntie Fumi's class. In our English Studies lesson today, our focus will be homophones. Yes, homophones. The name sounds very big, but I'm sure in the course of the lesson you will understand what homophones means, and you will see that it is an interesting topic. Before we go into the learning objective for today, let's look at the correction to our previous homework. Are you ready? In our last lesson, we looked at question tags and we talked about the statement. When it is positive, the response will be positive, while the question tag will be negative. You remember that? Okay, so correction to your previous homework. Auntie Fumi got 4 out of 4. What about you? I trust you, yes. You are awesome, totally. And you deserve to be celebrated with a cheer. Good job, you. Now to the learning objective for today's lesson. Don't forget, today we are looking at homophones. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to say the meaning of homophones. Not only that, you should also be able to differentiate 2 words that sound alike with their meanings. Are you ready? Please sit up. Let's enjoy the lesson. Now, let's begin. What are homophones? What are homophones? Homophones are words that sound alike but have different meanings. Homophones are words that sound alike but have different meanings. They sound the same way, but they have different meanings. Have you ever come across such words? Definitely. And I'm going to show you so many examples of homophones today. Let's have examples. Look at these 2 words. Pronounce them. Do they sound alike? Good. Then they are homophones. This is air. And this is hair. They sound alike, but they have different meanings. Please pronounce them. And pronounce this one, hair, hair. They sound the same way. Do you know what this means? What does it mean? And what is the meaning of hair? Are you sure? Let's look at their meanings. Air. Breathe in. Breathe out. What are you breathing in and out? Air. A-I-R. Air. That is what we breathe. The second one, hair. That is a person who receives property or money when the owner dies. That is the heir. A person that receives property, money, or even position when the owner dies is called the heir. Yes. Look at this. You can see the hair moving around. Hair. Yes, you can see. You can see the way it is shown on this screen. It is what we feel in our day-to-day life. And look at this boy in the picture. He is the heir. The father apparently has a lot of properties, and maybe he's the first son. They call him the heir because definitely when the father dies, he will be the person to inherit the property or even the position of the father. So the homophones, number one, heir and hair. Let's move on. Allowed and allowed. Allowed. A-L-L-O-W-E-D. And allowed. A-L-O-U-D. They sound alike? Of course they do. What are their meanings? Allowed, A-L-L-O-W-E-D, means to let somebody do something. To give permission for someone to do something. To let somebody do something. The second one, allowed, loud enough to be heard. Loud enough to be heard. Most times you decide to sing aloud, everybody hears you. At times you shout, and that's too loud, you're talking aloud. So they sound the same way, but they have different meanings, allowed and allowed. That is another example of homophones. Let's move on. Now look at this picture. Allowed, A-L-L-O-W-E-D, means to let somebody to do something or to permit someone to do something. Look at this boy. He's singing aloud with a loud voice. He's being heard from afar. So I think by now you know the meaning and the difference between the first word, allowed, and the second one. They have different spellings, different meanings, but the same sound. Another one, beach and beach. Beach and beach. B-E-A-C-H and B-E-E-C-H. Meaning now, B-E-A-C-H, beach, is a flat sandy shore by the sea. A flat sandy shore by the sea. The second one, B-E-E-C-H, beech, is a type of tree with shiny leaves and small nuts. Let's have illustration of that. Okay, these are pictures. This is a beech. This is a beech. And this is the tree we're talking about that has shiny leaves and small nuts. It is called beech too. B-E-E-C-H. Are we together? Well done. We're still on homophones. They sound alike, but they have different meanings. Look at this, the next set of homophones. You and you. You and you. One is spelled E-W-E. Another one is spelled Y-E-W. Their meanings? You are eager to know what they mean. Sure, we'll be there. You, a female sheep. A female sheep is called ewe, E-W-E. And a red berry tree is also called a yew, but different spelling. Y-E-W. Now look at the picture. This is a female sheep. You. And this is the fruit we're talking about. It's called you too. Don't forget, they sound alike, but they mean different things. Faint and faint. Faint and faint. F-E-I-N-T and F-A-I-N-T. F-E-I-N-T, faint, means it is a movement made to deceive someone. When you hear the word faint, F-E-I-N-T, it is a movement made to deceive someone. While the second word, F-A-I-N-T, is to lose consciousness. To lose consciousness. Maybe someone is not feeling fine and the person lost consciousness. Say, oh, let's take her to the hospital. She has fainted. So let's look at this animated picture. Look at this player. We have two players here. One is trying to make a movement in order to deceive the other player. That is what fainting, F-E-I-N-T, means. And look at this other lady. She fell on the floor. She lost consciousness. She fainted. So faint and faint, they sound alike, but they mean different things. Good. We have been able to listen or learn homophones. We've been able to identify some words that sound the same way, but they have meanings that are entirely different from one another. They don't have the same meaning, but they sound the same way. Now, were you attentive in the course of the lesson? Are you sure? It's activity time. Let's see how attentive you have been. You have to make sentences with the following words. For, F-O-U-R. For, F-O-R-E. Break, B-R-E-A-K. Break, B-R-A-K-E. Air, A-I-R. And hair, H-E-I-R. Just use them in simple sentences. You have 60 seconds to do that. Your time definitely starts now. Eyes on me. Your pens up, down. Let's have the corrections. Definitely you have different examples, various examples. It is not compulsory that you have what I have as my own sentence or sentences. So I'll just read mine, and you must have something very close to what I have written. Are we ready? Good. For, F-O-U-R, I have 4 pencils. For, F-O-R-E, I injured my forehead. I injured my forehead. Break, B-R-E-A-K, I will break the stick. I'm going to break the stick. And break, B-R-A-K-E, the car's brake pad is faulty. The car's brake pad is faulty. Air, I need some fresh air. I need some fresh hair. And the last one, heir. The prince is the rightful heir to the throne. Do you have something similar to this? Then I must celebrate you with a cheer. Good job, you. Well done. For your assignment, you are to use the following in sentences. As I pronounce, you write. Dear. D-E-A-R. Dear. Number 2. Dare. D-E-E-R. Dare. I believe you're writing. Number 3. Beach. B-E-E-C-H. Beach. And the last one, beach. B-E-A-C-H. Beach. You make sentences, simple sentences with those words I've called out for you. Are you ready? Have you finished writing? Good. The words again are there, D-E-A-R, there, D-E-E-R, beach, B-E-E-C-H, and beach, B-E-A-C-H. Well done. And that's it for today. We have come to the end of the English Studies lesson for today. Today, we looked at homophones. And what I repeatedly said in the course of the lesson is, they sound alike, they have different meanings. They sound alike, but they have different meanings. So that is what homophone is all about. Sounding the same way, having different meaning. So, I had fun teaching you today. It is time for me to hand you over to the mathematician, Uncle Agbaje, for the mathematics lesson. Don't forget, Auntie Fumi is always proud of you. Good job, you.
Hello, children. You're welcome to today's edition of the classroom in your home. It is mathematics time, and that means it is time to have some fun. I am Uncle Agbaje. Today, we will continue our work on perimeter of closed shapes. But before that, we move on to today's work, which is perimeter of compound shapes. And compound shapes are not shapes that you find in your compound. You will see what they are. What are the learning objectives? By the end of this lesson, you will be able to appreciate the idea of perimeter. You will be able to find missing sides in compound shapes, and you will be able to find the perimeter of compound shapes. Let's just dive into it. But let's remember again what perimeter is all about. The perimeter is the total distance around a closed shape, and it can be thought of as the length of a fence or boundary of a shape. And if you have this closed shape and you want to find the perimeter, all you need to do is to pick a starting point. I'll let this be my starting point. Then you go all around the shape until you're back to the starting point. And then you add up all the numbers, and it is said that you have found the perimeter of the shape, because you have to go around just once until you get back to the starting point. All right. Now, so in this case, the perimeter is A plus B plus C plus D plus E plus F. So now we're interested in finding the perimeter of compound shapes. Compound shapes are not your usual regular shapes. They're usually formed by joining two or more regular shapes together. You get a compound shape. This is an example of a compound shape. Okay, so this is not a rectangle, but you discover that this shape can be formed by joining two rectangles. If I join this to this, I get this bigger shape. Now, this problem says we have to find the perimeter of this compound shape. And now we have some dimensions given: 6 centimeter, 4 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 3 centimeter. On the surface, my friend, this looks easy, but you don't want to commit the error of simplicity, and so you need to be careful. The rule for finding perimeter is very simple. Pick a starting point and go around it, adding along as you go. So let's see if it will be possible for us to go along. We'll take this point as our starting point. We'll take this point as our starting point, and we will move towards the right. And so if I move down this way, I would have covered 6 centimeters. So I will start by adding. My perimeter is 6 centimeters plus some other things. Now I'm at this point. If I come down here, I would have moved 4 centimeters. So I add 4 centimeters to that, but I've not gotten back to the starting point. Okay, so now I'm here. Now I want to come this way. So if I move that way, that's 2 centimeters. So I add 2 centimeters to what I have. Now I'm here. I'm still going to the starting point. Now I come down here. So you can see that I'm actually doing the movement. Okay, it's not enough to just pick up the numbers and start adding. No. So from here now downwards, I've moved 3 centimeters. So I add 3 centimeters and I add it to what I have. Now, okay. Now I want to move from here to here. But what is the distance from here to here? Okay, we do not know. Could it be 6? Could it be 2, 3, 4? Which one? You can't stop here. And you need to know this distance because you must get back to this point. And you cannot jump from here to that point. Okay, so what should be done? Well, this is where the problem lies, my friend. So our challenge is to find the length of these sides that has not been labeled. And so you want to say, Uncle Baji, how are we going to get it? Are we going to pick it from the back pocket? No, we're not going to pick it from the back pocket. We're just going to look at what is on the diagram and try to use what we have to get what we want. So how do we do this? We want to get from here to here. We can relate this line to the line on top. So we're looking for this side. We just relate it to the other side and try to see if we can form a regular shape using this line. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So you see, what I did here is that I have brought a dotted line here and I have a rectangle now. So if I'm able to know this side, I'll be able to know this side. You see, I draw a line here to form a rectangle here. If I'm able to know this side, I'll be able to know this side. But do I know this side? Is it 6 centimeters? No, it's not 6 centimeters because 6 centimeters is actually from here to here. Okay, so but what is here to here? I do not know. But I know that here to here is what? Can you tell me? From here to here is what? From here to here is the same as from here to here. And that is 2 centimeters. So if this place is 2 centimeters and everything is supposed to be 6 from here to here is 6. So this one is 2 centimeters. The remaining will be what? The remaining will be 4 centimeters. So that is it right here. 2 centimeters, 4 centimeters. And now if this place from here to here is 4 centimeters, that means this place from here to here is also 4 centimeters. Okay. 4 centimeters. So I had 4 centimeters. I've gotten that. I've deduced that. But that is not the only way we could have gotten that, my friend. There are several other ways, but you'll see them in the next example. Now I'm here, 4 centimeters. Luckily, we've been able to get that. So I've added it to what I have. But I need to move from here back to the starting point. So how do we go about that? Can we get the distance from here to here? Well, it's very easy, my friend. Again, I want to go from here to here. I can try to relate it to the other side and see if I can get something out of it. So let me show you one way. To get that, I can decide to divide this whole thing into 2 so that I can have rectangles. Now here, because I have rectangles, I can see that from here to here will be 3 centimeters because this place is 3 centimeters. Also, from here to here now will be 4 centimeters because the other side is 4 centimeters. Okay, so take it again. Going from here to this point is 3 centimeters because the other side is 3 centimeters in a rectangle. Now, I'm here. Going from here to here, the starting point is the same thing as going from here to the top because that's 4 centimeters. Okay, so what we have now, okay. What we have now is 3 centimeters from here to here and then 4 centimeters back to the starting point. So we have successfully gone from the starting point round back to the starting point. Although we had a number of hiccups on the way, we didn't know some of the lengths, but we were able to deduce it. And finally, we get back to the starting point without jumping any line. Now we can add to find the perimeter. Okay, so adding all these numbers together, 6 plus 4 is 10, 10 plus 2 is 12, plus 3 is 15, 15 plus 4 is 19. 19 plus 3 is 22. 22 plus 4 is 26 centimeter. And that is the perimeter of this shape, my friend. Okay, so I took my time explaining the first one. The second one will move a little bit faster. Let's check out the next example. To find the perimeter of this shape, again, we pick a starting point. I want this place to be my starting point. So that means you can start from anywhere. Now, what is the perimeter? Now, if I move, let me take a pen here so that you can see my direction of movement. The red one will be fine. Now, I'm moving this way. I want to go this way this time. It doesn't matter where we start from, as long as we get back to the starting point. Okay, so I've gone that way, 9 centimeters. Now, I want to go upwards now. That's 6 centimeters, so I'm going to add that. 6 centimeters. Now I'm here. I want to go this way. And you must move in straight lines. So along the boundary, that's 3 centimeters. So I add that. Then I come down here. And that's another 3 centimeters is written there. From here to here is 3 centimeters. Now I am here. I want to get here, but what is the distance from here to here? Well, it's not so easy for me to know, but there are so many ways I can get it. So one of the ways is that I compare this, draw a line like this, draw a line like this, and try to see if I can get to this point. So there's a rectangle in there. Now, from this place to this place is 3 centimeters. From this place to this place is 4 centimeters. But everything is supposed to be 9 according to this first line, 9. So 4 plus 3 is 7. What will complete 7 to make, what will add to 7 to make it 9? 2 centimeters. So this will be 2 centimeters. And that means this place is also 2 centimeters. So I can now go from here to here, 2 centimeters. From here to here, 2 centimeters. So I'll just add that, 2 centimeters. Now I am here. I want to go up. That one is there for me to see. That's another 2 centimeters. And then to go to this point, obviously that one is written on top for us. We know the distance, 4 centimeters. And now coming down here, back to the starting point, that is 5 centimeters. And so we are back to the starting point, even though we met with a little bit of hiccup here, but we're able to solve it by comparing it to the other lines on the opposite sides. Now we can find the perimeter. 9 plus 6 is 15. 15 plus 3 is 18. 18 plus 3 is 21. 21 plus 2 is 23. And 3 plus 2 is 25. Plus 4, that's 29. Plus 5, and that is 34 centimeters. And so the perimeter for this shape is 34 centimeters. You have to find the perimeter of this shape, my friend. It's a simple one. You have 1 minute 30 seconds. Begin. Alrighty then, 1 minute 30 seconds over. Let's see how this is done. I believe you had fun practicing it. So to find the perimeter, we just pick a starting point and start moving. And so if this is our starting point, I'll move downwards. Let me pick something that will reflect, well, a red color should do. So coming down here, that's 10 meters. So I'll write that perimeter is 10 meters. Okay, from here, I'm here, going to this point, that is 15 meters. So that is already written for us. But from here to here, I don't know. So I relate it back to this side. Am I going to get something from there? Okay, nothing from, oh, of course I can get something from there. And that is because from the starting point to this point will be 6 meters, because this other side is 6 meters. So the remaining will be what? If everything is 10 meters and this point to this point is 6 meters, the remaining will be 4 meters. And so if this place is 4 meters, that means this place will be 4 meters as well. So I know what is there. It's 4 meters. So from this point now to the next point, I have 4 meters. So I'll write that, 4 meters. You can see we're not jumping. And now from this point back to this point, I've been told is 4 meters as well. So I'll write 4 meters. Now from this point back to the next point, that's 6 meters. It's very obvious. It's written there. 6 meters. But we have not gotten to the starting point. We need to know this distance from this point to this point. So because we're needing this distance, we can form a rectangle with it down to this point. Now, how do we get that now? From this point to this point, we don't know. But we know that from this point to this point is 4 meters, because the one on top is 4 meters. So the rest, because everything is supposed to be 15 meters, now from here to here is 4 meters. The rest will be, if I remove 4 meters from the whole 15 meters, I am left with 11 meters. And so if this is 11 meters, the other one on top will be 11 meters, because opposite sides of a rectangle are equal. Okay, so continuing my journey from this point back to the starting point, I have 11 meters. And I'm going to write 11 meters right away. So I'm back to the starting point. I believe you got these numbers. Then we can add. 10 plus 15 is 25. 25 plus 4 is 29. 29 plus 4 is 33. 33 plus 6 is 39. 39 plus 11 is 50. And so our perimeter is 50 meters. Did you get it correctly, my friend? Excellent job, you. But if you did not, don't worry, my friend. You know Uncle Agbaje will always give you something to practice with, to hone your skills. And so your homework is coming up right about now. Capture this. You have to find the perimeter, and we'll see how it's done in the next lesson. Do not go away, because today is Thursday, and you know we have Thursday teasers. Hello children, you are welcome to this segment of the program. It is Thursday Teasers, where I give you an activity to challenge your mental faculty. Are you ready for today's teasers? Yes, Uncle Agbaje loves to tease. Well, I have something very simple for you today. Look at this box of numbers. What number is missing in the box? You have 1 minute to study this box of numbers. There are 16 numbers in all that are supposed to be there, but one is missing. Study the number and see if you can find a pattern to it. And I'll be back in 1 minute to tell you how it's done. This is what you call a magic box. But I'll give you a hint though. It has something to do with addition. Begin. Alrighty then, 1 minute is up. Were you able to figure it out? Almost there? You got the number. What is the number? Well, the correct number that is supposed to be here is 0. And why is it 0? Well, this is what you call a magic box. A magic box is a box of numbers in which all the numbers on the rows, the columns, and even the diagonals will add up to the same number. In this case, the magic box adds up to 30. 15 plus 2 is 17, 18. 18 plus 12 is 30. If you add along the column, 15 plus 8 is 23. 23 plus 4 is 27 plus 3, 30. If you add along the diagonal, 15 plus 5 is 20 plus 10, 30. 30 plus 0 will be 30. And so if you add along this place, 12 plus 11, that's 23. 23 plus 7 is 30. And you must have 30 along the column. You get 0. 3 plus 14 is 17. 17 plus 13 is 30 already. And so the number that is going to fill that box is 0. That's what you call a magic box. Pay attention to it, because I'm going to come again on one of these Thursday teasers with another magic box. Remember, in a magic box, all the row of numbers, column of numbers, and even the diagonals will add up to the same number. That's it for today's segment of mathematics. It's time for me to hand you over to Uncle Coco for that general studies lesson, which promises to be interesting as always. Till I come your way in the next lesson, do remain wonderful mathematicians. Bye-bye now.
Hello, puppies. You are welcome to General Studies class. I am Uncle Popo. Uncle Popo is here.
I am also here.
Good. We are here together.
100% attention.
Excellent. 100% attention is what I want you to give me in today's lesson. Our subject for today is agricultural science. Agricultural science is the subject, and we want to look at the development of agriculture in Nigeria. Development of agriculture in Nigeria. Before that, let's look at the learning objectives. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to list the historical development of agriculture and mention the developmental periods of agriculture in Nigeria and their characteristics. Are you ready, puppies? Good. Now let's start. Historical development of agriculture. First, we want to look at the historical development of agriculture. Then we look at the development of agriculture in Nigeria. Historically, the development of agriculture can be divided into eras. Then we have the first area, that is Old Stone Age. Say that. Old Stone Age. This was the first era that we tag Old Stone Age. This era involved the early men who were the early men. Then you can see the picture. See how the early men, how they look like. Can you see? Good. These ones you are seeing are great farmers then during that Old Stone Age. And that time they were cave dwellers. Most of them do not have they are different houses. They live at times. They live under the rock. They live in the bush. And while they are living there, they try to gather fruits as food. They will just look for fruit around, and that's what they eat. Unlike today that you can have different kinds of food and prepare. But then the early men, they were cave dwellers. They were gatherers of fruits, nuts, vegetables, insects such as termites. Next era is Dark Age. Say that. Dark Age. During this period, man started hunting and fishing, gathering fruits, nuts, and so on, and also using dogs to hunt wild animals for food. This stage or this era is a development to the first era, Old Stone Age. I think from the picture here, you can see that the element here were a bit different, and they have been modernized a bit, and the way they operate quite different from the old Stone Age. And this era was characterized with hunting and fishing. At least this era, they were trying to hunt animals, and they could go on fishing, and they also were gathering fruits, nuts, likewise using dogs to hunt wild animals. You know, most of them live in the bush, so they have to take along dogs to hunt wild animals for food. And after they have hunted the wild animals, they prepare it as food for them. So this era is Dark Age. Let's look at the next era, that is New Stone Age. Say that. New Stone Age. This age was characterized by grinding food as a form of food processing, settlement in villages, planting of crops and animal, domestication. This is the stage where most of us can now see our agriculture. And all these we have discussed, the Old Stone Age, the Dark Age, New Stone Age, are the eras of historical development of agriculture in the world. So now let's look at development of agriculture in Nigeria. The development of agriculture in Nigeria passed through the following periods. Let's look at the periods. The first one is pre-colonial period. Say that. Pre-colonial period. That's the first one. So let's talk about that. Before the advent of the colonial masters, subsistence farming was mostly practiced. When we talk about subsistence farming, that's the kind of farming whereby you use crude or simple farm tools to operate on a small scale farming. You know that maybe at the back of your house, in your garden, subsistence farming is just for small group of people, and the produce you get from there will not be able to feed the whole society, the whole city, just for small group of people. So subsistence farming was mostly practiced where simple farm tools such as hoes and cutlasses were employed. The kind of tools they used was hoes, cutlasses, and the use of machines was not in existence then. You can see the kind of tools they used. That is pre-colonial period. Don't forget, we are talking about the historical development of agriculture in Nigeria. Pre-colonial stage I've talked about. Now moving on to the next one, that is colonial period. Say that. Now let's talk about colonial period. That's the next stage after pre-colonial period. During this period, the following took place. Permanent farming systems were introduced, such as crop rotation, mixed cropping, monocropping, mixed farming. All these systems of farming were introduced during this colonial period. I think is a kind of progress or improvement from pre-colonial period. So we started having things modernized or doing it better than how it was done during the pre-colonial period. So the colonial masters encouraged the cultivation of cash crops such as cocoa, oil palm, rubber, groundnuts, cotton, so that they can supply their home industries. You can see this period, just a picture to show colonial period. Now moving on to the next stage. Don't forget, I've talked about pre-colonial period, colonial period, and now to post-independent period. That's the third stage of historical development of agriculture in Nigeria. Let's look at what happened during post-independence period. During this period, the emphasis were on production and distribution of better seeds. I think it's an improvement to the era of colonial period. Now, production and distribution of better seeds, use of improved implements. We now have improved implements better than the use of hoes, cutlass, establishment of farm settlement schemes, introduction of agricultural extension services, to pass new techniques in agriculture to the farmers. And the farmers during the post-independence period were more exposed, and they organized training for them to train them more on how to do their job better. So post-independence period, the farmers gained more experience and were doing things better than during pre-colonial period and colonial period. You can see the use of machines now during post-independence period, and working on mechanized farming is now in place during post-independence period. So evaluation first. Questions. List 3 periods that the development of agriculture passed through in Nigeria. Just list 3 periods that the development of agriculture passed through in Nigeria. Question number 2, just listen attentively. Which of the periods is characterized with production and distribution of better seeds and the use of improved implements? Which of the 3 periods? You just mentioned that one. So you have just 30 seconds to do this. Your time starts now. Eyes on me. Uncle Popo is there. I believe you are still there. So when you are still there, let's mark together. Number 1, list 3 periods that development of agriculture passed through in Nigeria. Don't forget, pre-colonial period, colonial period, and post-independent period. These are the 3 development of agriculture in Nigeria. And which of the periods characterized with production and distribution of better seeds and the use of improved implement? Don't forget, this during post-independence period. Mark accordingly and score yourself. If you got the 2 questions correctly, you deserve to be given a chair. Now, before we call it a day, it's time for In My Planet. In my planet. You have forgotten the response. You say, great things are happening. Then when I say great things are happening, then you say, in my own planet. So let's do that. In my planet. You will say, great things are happening. Great things are happening. Then you will say, in my own planet. Good. Let's look at the great things that are happening in our own planet. Today we want to look at the record breakers. Now on to record breakers. In the last episode, we've looked at the youngest professors. We looked at the youngest professor in the world, the youngest professor in Nigeria. And we have also looked at the young Nigerian that invented a certain products and made Nigeria proud. So today, we want to look at another record breakers. Don't forget, when we are saying you should do great things, it cuts across any area of your field or any skills that you have. It's not only limited to academics. Do you understand? So any skill that you have, you can make great things happen. Now let's look at one of them. The first is Kafayat Shafau. Kafayat Shafau is popularly known as Kafi. She broke the world record in longest dance with a time of 52 hours. 52 hours means that's 2 days, 4 hours, and 3 minutes. In 2006, she did this with her team in Magneto at the Nokia Silverbird Danceathon. The renowned fitness and dance instructor, Kafi, has her own dance school. The 36-year-old is now married. Let's look at her picture. This is the person I'm talking about. You know, I told you it's not only limited to academics. She is a dancer, and she has her name written in the Guinness Book of Records because of She did something that nobody has done before. Let's look at another person again, one of the record breakers. This is Arisin Chinedu, a Nigerian footballer, may not be popular like the footballers we know. Arisin Chinedu has worked his way into the Guinness Book of Records for something strange. What is that? What is that thing? He broke the previous record of the farthest distance walked with a ball on the head. Who have ball on his head and walked a very long distance of 48.04 kilometers in 6 hours. For somebody to put ball on his head and walk for 6 good hours without allowing the ball to fall off. So he has broken record. Nobody has. The person that had done it before, he surpassed the record. Kilometer in 6 hours 15 minutes on the 6th March 2016 to beat the record of formerly held by Indian soldier Nahib Singh, who walked a total distance of 45.64 kilometers in his country in 2014. This is another record breaker. He did something that nobody has done. This is the picture, putting the ball on his head and walked for 6 hours and walked the distance of 48 kilometers. So it's one of another record breaker. So I'm imploring you that you can also make great things happen. It is better to do it better in order to make you better for the betterment of the society. Applying common sense in an uncommon way makes you a great person. Until next time, Uncle Popo says, keep on studying. Bye.
My wonderful pupils, we have come to the end of another exciting edition of the Classroom in Your Home.
We hope that you have had fun learning with us, because we have had fun teaching you. Now, practice leads to perfection. And that is why we have put together a collection of online assessments for you to test all that you have learned on this program. You can find our online assessment using the link bit.ly/LASUBEB tests. The link again is bit.ly/LASUBEB tests. Remember, these online assessments are our way of knowing how well you are performing so that we can help you raise your academic performance.
Taking the online assessment is based on if you have access to either your daddies, your mommies, your uncles, or your aunties' Android or smartphones. But if not, there's no problem at all. Just send your questions, your comments, and your assignment to 081 50 86 5663. Please send SMS or WhatsApp messages only. Do not call that line. I repeat, do not call that line. And when you're sending your assignment, please make sure you indicate your name,
Your school,
Your class,
and your local government education authority, your LGA. That is the only way we'll be able to identify you and appraise you accordingly.
truly, we had fun teaching you today, and we believe you had fun too. Today's lessons and previous lessons are on LASUBEB YouTube channel for you to watch again at your own preferred time. Subscribe to LASUBEB YouTube channel to get notification when new videos are uploaded. The Classroom in Your Home could be watched live on Facebook, the same time airing on television through the page showing on the screen.
Until the next time we're meeting, that is the next edition of the Classroom in Your Home, make sure you do your homework, please.
Wash your hands regularly.
study hard, and above all,
Stay safe.
Because at LASUBEB,
We leave no child behind.